Welcome history lovers to the third part of this intriguing history entirely focused on the Maltese archipelago. Join us as we go through one of the most important eras of these islands as they transform to the island nation known today. In 1530 Common Era, CE, Emperor Charles V granted the Maltese Islands to the Knights of St. John of Jerusalem in a perpetual fief, as part of a strategic effort to protect Rome from the expanding Islamic Empire. This significant transfer marked the beginning of a new era for Malta. The first census under the Knights showed a population of approximately 15,000 people in Malta and 4,659 in Gozo. By 1531 CE, the Knights had established their new naval base in Malta and launched their first attacks as part of a Christian fleet commanded by Admiral Andrea Doria. Their initial campaigns targeted the Ottoman Turks, including assaults on Modon, the Ottoman fort at Corona, and in 1535 CE, the city of Tunis. The period from 1533 to 1565 CE saw extensive fortification and development of Fort St. Elmo, located on the tip of the Cheberez Peninsula, which is now Valletta. In 1535 CE, the first known celebration of Carnival in Malta took place, marking the beginning of a tradition that continues to this day. The 1540s to 1551 CE were marked by frequent raids by Ottomans and Barbary pirates on Malta and Italy. The Ottomans, under the command of Dragut, attempted an invasion of Malta in 1547 CE at Marsaxlokk, but were repelled. In June to September of 1550 CE, Andrea Doria and Claude de la Sengle, the bailiff of the French Lang of the Knights, led a brutal massacre of the population of Mardia in Tunisia, targeting Ottomans and Barbary pirates. This action led to retaliation by the Ottomans and Barbary pirates, who, in May 1551 CE, began a series of attacks on eastern Sicily and Malta. In July 1551 CE, the Ottomans and Barbary pirates, numbering around 10,000 men, attempted to capture Malta. They landed at Marsa Musiato, besieged Birgu and Sengli, and briefly laid siege to Indina before retreating. The Turkish forces also conducted a razzia on Gozo, capturing the island's local governor, Galatian de Ses, and enslaving between 5,000 and 6,000 inhabitants. Dragut, the Ottoman commander, then conquered the Knights' fortress in Tripoli, leading to negotiations for a truce that allowed the Knights' garrison to safely return to Malta, though Maltese, Calabrian, and Rhodian soldiers were auctioned into slavery. Pope Julius III suggested the Knights abandon Malta, but this was not pursued. In 1552 CE, Fort St. Michael was constructed in Sengli to bolster defences. In April 1552 CE, fearing further attacks, around 1,000 Maltese fled to Sicily for refuge. In 1557 CE, Jean Parasit de la Valette was elected Grand Master of the Knights of Malta. Under his leadership, the Knights intensified their corsairing activities in the western Mediterranean from 1560 to 1565 CE. In 1561 CE, the Holy Inquisition was officially established in Malta, with Domenico Cubal's as the first inquisitor. The year 1565 CE was pivotal with the Great Siege of Malta. On March 30, the Ottoman fleet departed Constantinople, and Queen Elizabeth remarked on the potential peril to Christendom should the Turks succeed. On April 9, the Spanish Viceroy of Sicily, Don Garcia de Toledo y Osorio, inspected Malta's fortifications and promised aid by June. Anticipating invasion, many Maltese, including nobility, evacuated to Sicily from April 16 to May 13. The Ottoman Armada was sighted off Malta on May 18. A storm initially thwarted their landing at Marsaxlokk, but by May 20, the fleet anchored at Marsaxlokk and set up camp at Marsa. On June 23, Fort St. Elmo fell, and the bodies of fallen knights were paraded as a gruesome message. On June 29, 4 galleys with reinforcements landed in Malta. Turkish forces were further bolstered by additional vessels and warriors on July 8. Despite the reinforcement efforts, the Turkish forces besieged Sengli on July 12. On September 7, reinforcements known as the Grande Soccorso arrived, and by September 11, the Turkish forces retreated from Malta. In 1566 CE, the new capital city of Valletta was founded, and a general strengthening of Malta's fortifications was undertaken. Jean Parasit de la Valette, who had been a central figure in the defense, was buried in Valletta in 1568 CE. The Battle of Lepanto in 1571 CE saw a decisive Christian victory over the Ottoman Empire. In 1578 CE, St. John's Co-Cathedral was inaugurated, with its foundation stone laid in 1573 CE. By 1590 CE, the population of Malta had grown to 32,290 persons. In 1593 CE, the Jesuits' College, later becoming the Academic University of Malta, was inaugurated. The Wignacourt Aqueduct was completed in 1615 CE, ensuring a fresh water supply to Valletta. By 1617 CE, Malta's population stood at 43,798, and by 1632 CE, it had increased to 51,750. In 1676 CE, the School of Anatomy and Surgery was founded at the Sacra Infermeria. The population estimate rose to 111,000 by 1741 CE. In 1710 CE, the Grand Master Perilos granted the title of Baron of Gomerino to Paolo and Beatrice Testaferrata, marking the first local nobility title created by the Grand Masters. The Manoel Theatre was dedicated in 1732 CE. The Jesuits were expelled from Malta in 1768 CE, and their property was transferred to the Knights. The Jesuits' College was converted into a university by Grand Master Pinto in 1769 CE. In 1775 CE, an uprising of the priests was brutally repressed by Grand Master Examens. In 1784 CE, Grand Master de Rohan promulgated the Diritto Municipale. By 1797 CE, the population was estimated at 96,534, with 3,629 recorded baptisms. That year, the papal brief granted the title of Bishop of Malta and Archbishop of Rhodes to Bishop Vincenzo Labini and his successors, a privilege later suppressed in 1928 CE. On June 9, 1798, the French, led by Napoleon, occupied Malta as part of his campaign to Egypt. Mdina capitulated on June 10, and the Order of the Knights of St. John surrendered on June 12. The French abolished slavery, the Roman Inquisition, and all titles of nobility in Malta. Tsar Paul I of Russia became the de facto Grand Master of the Order and ordered the creation of a Throne of Malta in the Vorontsov Palace in St. Petersburg. The Commission of Government was established on June 12, 1798, with General Claude Henry Belgrand de Vaubois appointed as military governor. The islands were divided into 12 municipalities. An uprising against the French occurred on September 2, 1798, with the population estimated at 114,000. In 1799 CE, following a failed plot by Dun Michielzeri and other Maltese to storm the Valletta walls, the French executed the conspirators. Britain subsequently took Malta under its protection in the name of the King of the Two Sicilies. This turbulent period of Malta's history, marked by conflict and change, underscores the island's strategic importance and resilience. From the Great Siege to the Napoleonic occupation, Malta's past is a testament to its enduring significance in the Mediterranean world.